If I should put 5 years in one word at Island Soul, it would be growth. Growth says a lot, covers a lot, in those 5 years. I learned a lot from business aspect, friendship aspect, just observation, and also interacting with a different generation, our kids, what I mean? So growth would definitely be, one word that encapsulate those 5 years. Most impactful experience, I would have to split that into two. I wouldn't be able to use one as most impactful. And the reason being is because it comes from two different set of generations. And the story behind it. So, as you know, me and Kaden were we had a team, but we were the main people at Island Soul. So we were covering most of the hours. Sometimes 19-hour days, sometimes 20-hour days, working on 2 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep. Preparing food for the kids, right? And we looked at it not just as a business, but also as a way to give back, because we were college students once, and we remember not having our native foods to eat and how hard it was for us to survive on foreign food. And we prepared food, or created this experience for the kids to make sure that they, people from other countries, immigrants, had something that they could love, other than just coming to school and not finding anything to eat that they could understand. And we were working hours. I remember we were always tired, and I remember one day Jamie and Courtney came to us with Starbucks to show appreciation. That was the first time any of the students showed any appreciation to us in a physical manner. And it was them telling us thanks. They realized that how tired we was, and they were telling us thanks for just providing this food that makes them happy. And that was a touching experience for me, that show of appreciation from Jamie and Courtney. And another one is, I remember the first time I met Jarvis, first time I met Duran, right? Now in Jamaica, I had a lot of role models. I've seen a lot of black men, in the high places doing good for our kids. When I came here, it was few and far apart, but when I met them and I saw how they gave themselves to the community, how they dedicated themselves to making sure that these kids grew up with knowledge, grew up with a good experience, had somebody in their corner, had somebody who can mentor them. I realized that, what me and Kaden is doing, we're on the right path. Even though, as Kaden explained before, it was going away from the initial plan, which was to help people through technology. I realized in these moments that we were helping people through food. We were doing something great and not just working 19 hours and 20-hour days for nothing. Jamaican Cafe at Island Soul means, again, growth. And I guess now I can break that up into different pieces. But I met a lot of different people at Island Soul. Different types of people that taught me different things. Jamaican Cafe at Island Soul also helped to verify or fortify friendships. Working together, learning a lot about friends and friendships, learning how to maneuver situations with friends and friendships, you know. Um, it also it also made me appreciate Jamaica more. It made me appreciate Jamaica so much more when I see how much people love our culture. You know, because we don't only serve Jamaicans at Island, so we don't only serve Africans or, you know, brown people, or we don't only serve people who would consider immigrants. You know, there are a lot of people from a lot of different races who come to us and they eat and they enjoy the culture, they enjoy the food. I've seen people asking for food that I didn't know they knew how to pronounce. You know, and just seeing how impactful the culture is in this one aspect, which is food, taught me a lot, you know, and broadened my perspective on life a lot. But again, you know, Jamaican Cafe journey, Island Soul journey was a very, very powerful journey, a very powerful 5 years in my life that could take up 30 years of experience in those 5 years. One of the main lessons I learned within that 5 years is, I thought I had this already going in, just patience. It taught me a new level of patience, you know, a new level of consciousness too, you know, a new level of being aware of your growth, being aware of what is happening in the moment, and not just thinking about the future or what the future holds. You know, because there were times where, you know, you're just working, and you feel like you're in a loop. And even though we weren't working for anybody else, we owned a company, we were working for ourselves, it still felt like a loop at some points, you know. But because I was always thinking about what I had projected and my dreams and my goals and the future, I wasn't able to totally engulf myself in the whole situation of what was happening, and realize that in this moment I was just gaining a lot of wisdom, you know. But it taught me higher level of patience, it taught me higher level of consciousness, you know, in terms of just being aware of the journey, you know, being aware of what is happening around me. It also taught me a super higher level of emotional intelligence, you know, controlling your emotions. And these are things that I thought I had completely under wraps. But again, these 5 years pushed me to another level where I definitely had to supersede who I was before.
Yeah. No,
That